morning everyone. Today I want to talk to you about the difference between hyperfocus and scatter focus and how caffeine can enhance your productivity levels. So it is a Monday morning, temperatures dropping again. It's motivation or Monday motivation, and this is where we talk about all stuff productivity. So hopefully that productivity boost gives you the motivation to crack on. That's the kind of thought process behind this. And today's an interesting one, and one that a lot of people don't understand, but when they do understand it, it can be a really powerful tool for you and your productivity. So first and foremost, it's important to understand the difference between hyperfocus and scatter focus. So it should be pretty self-explanatory. Hyperfocus is when you're in the zone, something's got your undivided attention and you're working on something, you know, on an individual basis. So it's super hyper, super laser-like focused. Okay, really, really important to understand that. Scatter focus is not entirely the opposite, but I'm scatter focusing at the moment. I'm multitasking, I'm doing things, I'm going about my day, I'm running, I'm vlogging, thinking about my breathing. These are all things that are kind of scatter focus related. So it's not like you're sleeping or not doing anything, although sleep is a form of scatter focus. It's when your mind is thinking on multiple things simultaneously. Okay, so understanding the differences between the two is really important, because you're normally in one state or the other, and you can normally only maintain hyperfocus for relatively short periods of time, but you might have multiple periods of hyperfocus throughout the day. So understand that some people are better at focusing than others, clearly. So everybody's different, so you need to kind of understand what works for you as an individual. However, there is a way to kind of hack this process a little bit, and that's the usage of caffeine. Now, you know, caffeine is a drug. Ultimately, a lot of people kind of forget that. So you need to use it with respect. I love my coffee. I have a couple of cups of coffee a day, and I do that because any more than kind of 2 cups of coffee per day has proven to be kind of detrimental to your health. Not in a super negative way. Don't worry if you're drinking 4 or 5 cups. It's not like you're going to get ill or anything, but it might have an impact on your digestion, or it might have an impact on your demeanour. It will have a negative impact on your health. Now, 2 cups is the optimum, or kind of 2 mugs at an absolute push. It's really, really important to kind of understand that. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what the milligram per cup is. I can't remember whether it's like 60 milligrams per cup, so 120 is kind of max. I can't remember whether it's that or whether it's slightly higher. I'll have to read up on this again, but what I did remember from learning about this stuff was the 2 cup or 2 mug kind of maximum. So mugs are normally more applicable. You don't normally have a cup of coffee, well, depending on what type of coffee you're drinking, but and it doesn't have to be coffee. You can take caffeine supplements, but if you're doing that, you need to check out the milligram element and research how much you're actually taking to get the desired effect. So what you're ultimately doing with caffeine is it gives you a boost, and it can quite often give you a boost mentally, not just physically. Some people think, oh, I'm tired, I'll drink caffeine to keep me awake. Yes, that's one way that caffeine can work. Another way, you could be preparing for a running race and you want to get that extra boost at the beginning. Caffeine can help there. But in this instance, I'm talking about how it can enhance your hyper-focus capability. And if you use it correctly, it can be a really, really powerful tool. So you need to give it time to get into your system. So you normally want to kind of think about half an hour ahead before it starts trickling and you start feeling the effects in your body. It's not like a supercharged pill or anything, or Banana Man when Eric eats a banana. It's not like that. But you should get, subconsciously, you should get a marginal improvement, which can be all that's needed sometimes. So it's really important to kind of understand that. The second thing to understand with caffeine is you are borrowing energy that you would normally use later in the day. So what do I mean by that? It's really important to kind of understand that. Caffeine gives you a spike, but but then you get the come down and the lull. So I think somewhere in the region of about an 8-hour period, you're gonna spike up and then you're gonna come down. You're gonna get that lull. So you want to think about this when you're planning in, when you're drinking your coffee, to give you that spike. I normally have a coffee not first thing in the morning, but I normally have one. I haven't had one yet. I'll have one probably, I don't know, around about 10:30ish, 11, and then I'd probably have another one at around about 2 o'clock or so. Pure and simply that I've normally got some important work to do kind of late morning. That's generally where I'm pretty productive. After lunch, I then have a bit of a lull. So another cup of coffee or a mug of coffee gives me that boost for the afternoon. But you wouldn't want to take a cup of coffee at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, generally, because it's going to start impacting your sleep. You want it to be cleared through your system by the time you go to bed, because caffeine and sleep do not go well together, and sleep is a massive important part of your recovery, recharging, your health benefits. So you do not want to disrupt your sleep. So you always want to give yourself a big wide berth of, if it's getting closer when you're going to bed and you're still going to be feeling the after effects of caffeine, then don't have that cup, wait till tomorrow. So quite important, it's quite interesting to identify this, and it's going to be test and measure for everybody in a slightly different way. But when you get this right, those little marginal gains you can benefit from. Or for example, if you've got a big meeting planned, have a cup of coffee half an hour before. Should mentally stimulate you to potentially perform better. So you can use it as a tool for when you've got important, or if you've got a session where you're going to be doing a really key piece of work, or key data analysis, or whatever it is, then it can be really useful. Just take a cup of coffee before then. But remember, you're borrowing it from later, so you're going to get the lull later. And I think that's really important to understand, that you can't have the up without the down. And inevitably, kind of later in the afternoon, you're going to feel a bit more lethargic, not as on it, and it'll be noticeable as well. So you also want to plan that around your day as well. So it might be that, that's okay, it's kind of dinner time, so I'll be sitting having my dinner. Kids then, I can talk, it's nothing too strenuous, so I'm okay having my come down then. So it's important to kind of understand that. But if you get this right, when you've got something important to do, it can give you a marginal gain in terms of hyper focus. And if you get very good at controlling your hyper focus periods, it will take your productivity levels to the kind of new dimension. Now, scatter focus, on the contrary, is equally as important as hyper focus, because that's where all your creativity comes from. So I can have some of my best ideas on the vlog, or in the shower, or when I'm doing some housework or something. So the importance of scatter focus is key as well. And some people will sit and have a break, look out the window or something, just let their mind kind of wander in a scatter focus way. Now I'll do some more episodes on both of these types of focus, because I think it's really important to understand. But today's episode was predominantly about how you can use caffeine to supercharge your hyper focus levels. Oh, muddy. So just bear that in mind. If you're not a coffee drinker, there are other substitutes that you can use out there. If it gives you a dietary reaction, then I'd probably swerve it. It's not essential. But if you get this right and you like coffee, just incorporating it into your day in a slightly different way, rather than for taste reasons, it can give you a really good productivity boost as well. So, just to summarise what I talked about, point one, the differences between hyperfocus and scatter focus. Hyperfocus is laser-like focus on one task where you've got undivided attention. Scatter focus is more kind of multitasking, doing day-to-day stuff, like this vlog for example. I'm vlogging, I'm thinking about my breathing, I'm thinking about what I'm talking about, I'm thinking about running. That's scatter focus. My mind's kind of working more on autopilot. And understanding the importance of these two, you get really important focus tasks and progression done In hyperfocus, in scatter focus, it's all about creativity. So both are super important. Point 2, understanding how caffeine works. So you should have no more than 2 cups or mugs of coffee a day to avoid any kind of detrimental health issues. You want to kind of swerve those. So no more than 2 cups or 2 mugs a day. And understand that if you take a cup of coffee, you're borrowing energy that you would normally use later in the day. So what goes up must come down. It's really, really important. Kind of understand that. Morning. Also understand that it can take kind of between 8 and 12 hours for caffeine to kind of go through your cycle. So you do not want to be taking caffeine late afternoon where it's going to start impacting when you go to bed. You must protect your sleep. Super, super important. And point 4 is to plan your caffeine intake maybe 20 to 30 minutes before you're about to go into hyperfocus. So prime examples are you're about to go on a big meeting, you're about to do a really important data analysis task, you're about to do some key financials, something along the lines, you're about to do some really important deal analysis on a development. These are types of times where a cup of coffee 20 to 30 minutes before would really, really benefit you. So hopefully that summarises it. So, and hope you found it useful. But as always, if you've got any questions or stuff, drop me a comment. I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger topic, I'll still respond, but I'll record a separate vlog episode and tag you in, so you don't miss my more detailed opinion. If this isn't for you, it's irrelevant. Just unfriend, unfollow me. No problem there whatsoever. I don't want to clutter up people's social feeds with irrelevant content. But before you do go, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Runpreneur, where all the full-length versions of these vlog episodes are hosted, and they're all nice and neatly catalogued by playlist. So there should be something in there for any of you if you're into entrepreneurship, small business ownership, or running. So please do check that out. Also, don't forget to join the Facebook group Runpreneur, whereby we'll be hosting all the free resources for the blog. We're starting to build them out now. Hopefully there'll be loads of really, really useful content in there for people, and again, completely free of charge. So that's it for me today. As always, Runpreneur vlog was set up to help entrepreneurs, small business owners overcome stress, anxiety and overwhelm by using exercise as a mechanism to control, manage and thrive under these emotions that every single entrepreneur, small business owner experiences. The biggest difference between success and failure can often be how you control these emotions. And if you don't do it well, it can have, one of two things can happen, both of which are terminal to the success chances of your business. Either you, the entrepreneur, will break, or B, the business will break. So find that mechanism to control these emotions. They're happening to us all. I've been there. I've had failed businesses because of them, and I'm now on the way up again, building more businesses than I've ever had, but I feel less under pressure, less stressed, I feel more in control, I feel I'm building structure and scalability, and I feel I've got the balance right now. So if you need some help, drop me a message. It's not a sales call or anything, I'll just try and help you kind of manage these emotions, because as entrepreneurs a lot of us bottle this stuff up, and the alarming thing is that 1 in 10 businesses will last the test of time. That's a damning statistic, and I think this is the main reason, one of the main reasons because of that. Morning. So if you have no one to talk to, you're bottling stuff up, drop me a message. I'll make some time for a quick call and we'll try and put together, it's really muddy here. We'll try and put together a quick action plan for you to be able to manage things more effectively and get you back on the right path to success. And if I've always said, if this vlog just helps one entrepreneur or small business survive and move closer to success, then it's a 1,000,000% been worthwhile. So that's it for me today. As always, what's left for me today is stay positive, stay happy, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye.